There's no doubt that Star Wars has had a major impact on millions of people. But for some of us, Star Wars is more than a movie. It's even more than some toy line we played with as a kid. Star Wars is a part of us. It made us who we were as a kid and who we grew into as an adult. For this new series of videos, I want to focus on Star Wars collectors. From toy collectors to movie prop collectors to anything Star Wars related. This series isn't to glorify the collection or to show off what they have collected. It's to put a spotlight on the collectors himself, the person behind the collection. Sadly, as the years go by, us fans that grew up on the original Star Wars are getting older and passing away, and a record of how Star Wars impacted their life should be archived forever. For this first episode, I take a look at Bob Martinazzi's collection, which focuses mostly on Luke Return of the Jedi related items. Mostly toys related, but if something had Luke Skywalker in his Jedi outfit on it, Bob had it, or at least he really wanted it. From the vintage Star Wars Kenner collection, on every possible Kenner card, every foreign card, and then into the modern era. Some collectors just collect, but for some of them, they want to focus on an item. This doesn't mean they only collect one thing. With Bob, he had a huge Star Wars collection that wasn't always related to Luke in his Jedi outfit. So what made Bob want to collect so many Luke Jedi related figures? Well, for that we have to go back, but not as far back as you would think.
For an entire generation, people have experienced Star Wars the only way it's been possible, on the TV screen. But if you've only seen it this way, you haven't seen it at all.
The story goes back to 1997, the 20th anniversary of Star Wars. Bob, like many Star Wars fans, was excited to see Star Wars back on the big screen. He had already seen the special editions of Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, and now he was finally getting to see Return of the Jedi. By this time in his life, Bob was still a huge Star Wars fan, just completing his run of loose vintage Kenner Star Wars figures. He was now looking to collect something else. His first thought was to get the vintage Star Wars Kenner collection all carded. But this was back in the 90s, where carded action figures from the Kenner era were running close to $100 each. So Bob put that off. There at the theater to see Return of the Jedi, like many of us seeing it on opening day, he got a Kenner, now under Hasbro, Luke in Jedi outfit figure. This figure was a common release figure at the time, but it had been repackaged in a special edition card back. Bob looked at it and thought, that could be his next thing, to focus on one item. And that's what he did, starting with that theater edition Luke Jedi from 1997. It couldn't be that hard to collect things just related to Luke in his Jedi outfit, thought Bob. So down the Jedi Luke collection rabbit hole Bob went, and soon found out there was a lot more to it than he thought. Of course, the early Luke Skywalker Jedi figure came with Luke with a blue lightsaber, rather than the normal release green, but there was more variations than that. For one, the cape either came with a snap button, or it was sewed together. Then you have how the cape itself was packaged inside the bubble. You had it folded in a Kenner baggie, or the cape was in a green wrapper, or the cape was loose in the bubble. As you can see, just the early release of the figures had a lot of variations. Once he started collecting anything Jedi Luke related, he quickly learned that a simple Kenner figure would be released on at least 30 different cards, and that number kept growing. After the Kenner run, he had to focus on the Tri-Logo cards, and then the foreign market cards. It was clear, collecting Luke Jedi wasn't going to be easy. What started as he thought was going to be an easy focus item in 1997 would morph into Bob having one of the biggest Jedi Luke collections. It would take over his collector's room, from the wall to display cases. But Bob wasn't there just to help himself when it came to collecting Luke Jedi. He would often help other collectors who had a love for Jedi Luke. He started up a website called LukeJedi.info. There he wouldn't just showcase his own collection, or post his own want list, but information and photos of all things related to Luke Jedi. When Bob heard of a collector who was starting to collect Luke Jedi, Bob wasted no time to send him an email to share his love and knowledge. He would even help that collector get his hands on a rare pre-production Luke Jedi figure. Well, the torso of a figure. There was only 3 known to exist. Rather than sell the one he had for a huge profit, Bob gave this small starting out collector a fair price, let him pay monthly, and then mailed it to him for free. Sure, Bob loved Luke Jedi. He loved Star Wars. He loved collecting. But without a doubt, what Bob really loves is the same as most of us. We love the Star Wars community, the other collectors, the other fans, others that know how it feels to be shaped by a movie from 1977. Sadly, in February of 2018, Bob would pass away due to cancer. Any collector, or just any fan that ever talked with Bob, had only great things to say about him, from his help with their collection to just being very friendly. Bob's website stayed up for a little while to help out other fans, but sadly it has since disappeared. It today can be found on the Internet Archives, so it's not completely lost forever. What happened to his massive Luke Jedi collection? Well, that really doesn't matter to this story, but I do hope some items from his Luke Jedi collection did find a new home with a Star Wars collector, but not as a Star Wars collector's item, but as a memory to Bob. Well, I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, thumb up so I know you would like more in this series. I want to thank you for watching. So please subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.